This is Daniel Schaefer again at Pleasant Creek Processing. This is the second phase of the bale that we pulled out. As you see, I've got it in the barn now. This is the next morning. It's been about 12 hours. I've had it at 130 degrees, and today everything looks brown. It's been about 125 degrees. It's somewhat dry. You know, some of these clumps we didn't get done. We'll have to break them up today and spread it out. But everything today looks kind of brown. Does not look like it fared very well. I imagine it's still good, but definitely something to consider. What we have at the very end of this, but this is what we woke up to after about 12 hours. Some of the big clumps are still there. The hope was that as it dried, they would get easier to break apart. This has been in here for several hours. It's still just as hard as it was, and that did not work. I mean, that's a huge clump there. There's still moisture in there, so we got our work cut out for us today, getting this broken up and spread out and dried as best we can. I guess the thing that's the most concerning to me is how brown it is. I can't imagine at 128 degrees that this molded, but the color surprises me. So anyway, that's the update after 12 hours of being in the cooker. Hey, this is Daniel again. I've been in this barn for a little bit now. I'm looking at the material, and you can see when you break into it that in the center it's still wet and it's very brown and warm. So we may have put the temperature, I may have put the temperature at 127, and that was too hot. But I think the biggest problem is that the clumps, this clump right here, is holding the moisture, and when that clump is in a bale, that moisture doesn't matter as much because it's not getting oxygen. But as soon as you pull it out and it gets the oxygen, even if it's in a dryer, it starts to mold. I mean, I think the integrity of it is pretty good, but as you can see, it's turning brown in a hurry. So I'm not sure I'm a fan of baling yet, unless someone told me something about a bale shredder that shreds it evenly so it would dry evenly. But even then, I don't know that this is the best method for us, at least these types of dryers that we have currently for drying. We got to break these clumps up some more, and we'll dry it again, and then we'll get it tested. But it's just moist in the middle and brown. You know, just because it's brown doesn't mean there's not content in it, but there's also so many sticks in the way this was baled out. You know, there's no oil coming out of the sticks, so you'd have to sift it to get the sticks out, I think, to get any kind of oil out of that. Hey, it's me again. I'm back in the barn. We broke up all the chunks and we spread it out, and I put the temperature down to 90 degrees instead of 127, and they said that might work better. I got some people telling me that cook it slow and long when it comes out of a bale. So I did that, and it seems to be somewhat better. The color looks a little bit better than it did this morning. I guess some of what I was looking at was the darkness, and the brown was probably just moisture. But now it's a bit better. See some more green in it, and I brought the moisture reader to just see how it does. So I'm gonna take this first clump here, and I'm gonna put it into here, and we'll see what it reads. So gotta be real careful. That's saying that's pretty dry. 10%, that's pretty good. Well, the front of this barn dries a little bit better than the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in and do some measurements from the back and see if I can find a bigger clump. But just in general, the color looks way, way better. Here's kind of a larger clump here. We'll see what this larger clump does. Wow, that's good. 9,610. That clump's ready. Let's see the other side of it. Wow, there you go. That other side's like 14. It's still pretty good. It's still pretty good. We'll go ahead and go back here to the back. It's a little louder back here because this is where the blower is. Try this one right here. 6.5. So that stuff on the top is pretty dry. Let me go up under here. Registering anything. See if I can find me another big clump. Alright. So that was a big clump in the back, registered 20s. That's kind of normal. So I think that what tells me right now is we need to get in here and flip it. Leave it on for a little bit more, and I think this is ready. And I don't think it's molded that bad, or if it is molded at all, I don't know. I had to test it. It's brown, but yeah, there's a clump that's 19. 19 or 18. I think that's just because it's compressed really tight. So we'll get somebody to come in here and stir it, and break it up a little bit more, and see how it does. And I'll put another update on when we're actually bagging it. So this is a few minutes later, giving it all a flip, spinning it up and down, mixing it up. What do you think? Is it mostly dry?
Yeah, but they're still big. They're still big pieces that we're cutting out with a fork or the scoops.
Yeah.
We're picking the big pieces out, put it in the middle. Then she's bringing it down little by little. Same way on my side.
It looks pretty good now.
Yeah, it looks pretty dry. It looks greener.
Yeah, it's greener than it was. I thought the same thing. It's way greener. Yeah, amazing. All right, cool. So here we are in the barn. It's the very end. Everything's dry. Everything's dry. It looks much better now that it's dry. Still got a little bit of brown in it. But some of the brown, sometimes we get to looking at it, it's got a little bit of dirt. But it looks real good. And so I'm thinking that was pretty close, pretty good success. And it's just one more material that we have learned to deal with here at Pleasant Creek. So I'll have one more. So anyway, signing off, that's the last one. We learned one more thing. It's working good, and we are going to think about whether or not we take any more bales, but we might. It's mostly not the bales itself, it's just in this one, the sticks, I don't know. We'll probably have to come up with a way to sift through them. So anyway, looking good though.